once again, this is part 3 of our lesson on applications of quadratic equations, or in other words, this is part 3 of our lesson on how to solve word problems that involves quadratic equations. MELP solves problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. Learning objectives: translate verbal phrases or sentence to mathematical statements, recall the steps in solving problems, and solves problems involving quadratic equations. To translate mathematical phrases to mathematical symbol, the following symbols of operation are used. Symbol plus, meaning can be this can mean more than, increased by, the sum of, total of, added to. How about pag minus? Less than, decreased by, subtracted from, the difference of. How about this? Close and open parenthesis or dot. This can mean times, the product of, multiplied by. How about this? Symbol slash. This can mean this divided by, the quotient of, the ratio of. And equal sign. This can mean is equal to, equals, result is. Okay. Let's continue. Examples. We have here some mathematical phrase and its corresponding mathematical symbol. Number 1, the sum of x and 12. How can you translate this to mathematical symbol? X plus 12. So this is just a review part on how to solve any particular problem. The difference of b and 5. Okay. B minus 5. 3 added to x is 3 plus x. Okay. Added, so plus, difference minus, sum is plus. 2 times x increased by 5. It means 2x plus 5. Okay. That 2x means you multiply 2 and x. Increase by means plus 5. 10 more than twice y. We have 2y plus 10 or 10 plus 2y. Pwede yun. 10 more than means plus, twice y is 2y. 2 more than a number is 4. 2 more than a number is 4. So x plus 2 equals 4. 2 more than plus a number. What number is that? X. Unknown. Kasi pag unknown, x is 4. Is means equal. Okay. Let's continue. Number 7, the sum of a given number and its square is equal to 56. So the sum of a given number, which is x, and its square, so x squared, x plus x squared, is equal to 56. Sum, so nga plus. 8, the product of two consecutive numbers equals 42. So we say consecutive numbers, x and x plus 1. Pag consecutive even number, x and x plus 2. Okay. Is equal to 42. So the product, so we can use close and open parenthesis. Okay, number 9. Joy is 4 years older than Anna. The sum of their ages is 2056. Joy is 4-year-old. Okay. 4. Yes. So Joy's age is 4. I mean x, and sorry. Joy is 4 years. So Anna's age is x. You add it with the age of Joy, which is x plus 4, because Joy is 4 years older than Anna. And then add this because the sum of their ages is 2056. Next, number 10. 12 decreased by a number equals 20. So pag say decrease, minus. So x minus 12 equals 20. 12 decreased by a number. So x minus 12. If your answer is 12 minus x, wrong na yun. Kasi decreased by a number. So x minus 12 equals 20. So many problems in real life can be solved with the use of quadratic equations. These include representation, translation, analysis, solution, and checking. Let us recall the steps in solving quadratic word problem. Number 1, read the problem carefully. To understand better, draw a sketch or table to represent the problem. Representation. Represent the known and the unknown quantities. Number 3, equate the relationship between the known and the unknown quantities. And number 4, solve the resulting equation. Okay, we are now ready with our first example. And last step, check or verify the solution. Always check. Start with example number 1. This is a number problem. Find a number such that twice its square is 32. So first, let us know the known and unknown given or unknown quantities in the problem. Let x first. Let x be the number because says here find the number. Yan yung x. What is that number that we're going to find? X. Such that this is now the condition. Twice its square is 32. So what is the square of that number? X squared. So let us now form an equation to solve that particular number. So twice its square. So 2x squared naman yan. Okay. So this will be our equation now. 2x squared equals 32. This is our equation. Yes. Twice the square of a number is 32. So 2x squared equals 32 is our equation. Then from here we can simplify, divide both sides by 2. X squared equals 16. Then by square root method, this is a quadratic equation. You can get the square root of both sides. Square root of x squared x. Square root of 16 is positive negative 4. So the number is 4 or negative 4. Kasi positive negative yan. So checking. Substitute the value of x by 4. 2 times 4 square is 2 times 16. 2 times 16 is 32. 32 is equal to 32. Same is true with negative 4. If you square negative 4, it's also positive 16 times 2 is equals 32. So the number can be 4 or negative 4. Number 2. The product of two consecutive numbers is 30. Find the numbers. Okay. Let x be the first consecutive number. What will be our the next consecutive number is the first number dapat yan. The second consecutive number is x plus 1. So the product of these two is 30. What will be our equation? Yun. X times x plus 1 equals 30. So we will multiply x and x plus 1 so that their product equals 30. Then we can now solve this. First, multiply x and x plus 1. So by distributive property of multiplication, x squared plus x equals 30. Then subtract both sides by 30, maging 0 yan. So x squared plus x minus 30 equals 0 is now a quadratic equation. It can be solved by factoring. What are the factors of negative 30 whose sum is positive 1? 6 and negative 5 equals 0. And then by zero product property, we have here x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 5 equals 0. Then let us now solve for x. There are two values of x which are negative 6 and positive 5. So if the first number is negative 6, what would be our second number? Okay, plus 1 lang. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Negative 6 and negative 5. How about if our first number is 5? What will be its second? What will be its consecutive number? 5 plus 1 lang, which is 6. So the solution, the consecutive numbers are negative 6 and negative 5, and 5 and 6. The length of a rectangle is 3 more than the width. Okay, this time we'll be dealing with geometrical problems. Can be solved by quadratic equations. So the length of a rectangle is 3 more than the width. If the area is 40 square inches, what are the dimensions? By the way, let's go back here. By checking here, let's start to check if the product of negative 6 and negative 5 is 30. Negative 6 times negative 5 is 30, correct? 5 times 6 is also 30. Okay, you can make the checking all by yourself. So let's continue here in geometrical problem. The length of a rectangle is 3 more than the width. If the area is 40 square inches, what are the dimensions? Given x, let x be the width of the rectangle. So we have here the picture. The width x represented by x. How about the length of the rectangle here, this part? It's represented by x plus 3. Because it says here in the problem, the length of a rectangle is 3 more than the width, so x plus 3. And another given is area, which is 40 square inches. What is the formula in finding the area of rectangle? Yun, length times width. So we will multiply now the width and the length, which are x and x plus 3 respectively, equals 40. This will be our equation now, initial equation. And then by distributive property, x times quantity x plus 3, x squared plus 3x equals 40. Subtract both sides by of the equation by 40. So we have 40 minus 40 equals 0. Yun. So this is now our equation here, which is a quadratic equation. X squared plus 3x minus 40 equals 0, which can be solved by factoring. What are the factors of negative 40? Whose sum is 3. Of course, it's 8 and negative 5. 8 times negative 5, negative 40. 8 plus negative 5, positive 3. Then by equate each factor to 0 by 0 product property. X minus 5 equals 0, x plus 8 equals 0. Then solve for x. X equals 5 and x is negative 8. Okay, we're going to ignore the negative answer here because there is no negative length of the width. Negative width, there's no negative width, negative length. So negative 8 is not accepted. So we will only choose 5 units as the dimension of the width. So this is 5, and therefore the length is yun. Since we're solving for the dimensions of a rectangle, x equal to 5, we will accept the negative solution, which is negative 8. So the width therefore is 5 inches, and then the length is 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8 inches. Therefore the dimensions of the rectangle are 5 inches by 8 inches. And then by checking, 5 times 5 plus 3 is 5 times 8, 40 is equal to 40. We proceed now to our another kind of problem that can be solved by using quadratic equation. Is age problems. Rowena is 3 years older than Victor. The sum of the squares of their ages is 2,249. How old is Rowena? Yeah. So first, we have here, let x be the Victor's age. Victor's age dapat yan. Sorry for that typographical error. And then how about Rowena's age? X plus 3, because Rowena is 3 years older than Victor. So x plus 3 si Rowena, si Victor x. And the sum of the squares of their age is 2,249. So if we square Victor's age, we have x squared plus the square of the Rowena's age is x plus 3 quantity squared equals 2,249. So this will be our main equation now to solve for the age of Rowena. So we're trying to find the age of Rowena here. So here from x plus 3. So let's start solving the quadratic equation. Yun na. First square x plus 3, which is x squared plus 6x plus 9. Ayun. X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 2,249. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 2,249. Subtract both sides by 2,249. Magiging dapat 0 yan, 2,249 din para maging 0. Okay. Wait, I mean this part. Let's continue. So 2,249 minus 2,249 on this part, so that becomes 0. And also here 9 minus 2249 is 2240. Okay, and then let's simplify this equation by dividing both sides by 2. It will become x squared plus 3x minus 1011 1120 I should say. So meron tayong typographical error dito. Instead of 0 yan, dapat 2249. So that will become 0 here. So from this equation, quadratic equation, we can solve this by factoring. What are the factors of negative 1120 whose sum is positive 3? Yun, dito, 35 and negative 32. 35 times negative 32, negative 1120. And then if you add 35 and negative 32, positive 3. Then by zero product property, x minus 32 equals 0, x plus 35 equals 0. Solving for x, we have 32, x equals 32 and negative 35. Of course, we will not accept a negative h, so we will only accept 32. Therefore, Victor's age is 32. We cannot use a negative value for h, therefore we take x equals 32, where Victor's age is 32 years old. Kasi x, you know, x is 32 and Victor's age is x, so Victor's age is 32 years old. How about Rowena? 32 plus 3 lang, because Rowena's age is represented by x plus 3. 32 plus 3 is 35 years old. Age of Rowena. Then substituting x equals 32 to Rowena's age. Rowena's age is 35. Victor's age is 32. Oh, may kulang na naman. Victor's age is 32. Yun. Victor's age is 32. Rowena's age is 35. So be checking. Yun. They are equal here. Substitute v by 32 kasi Victor's age is 32. 32 squared, yan. 2249 equals 2249. Another age problem. Noah is 4 years older than Jelly. And the product of their age is 96. How old are they now? So first, let x with the age of Jelly. And x plus 4 Noah, because Noah is 4 years older than Jelly, x plus 4. And then the product of their age is 96. So our equation, it will be x times quantity x plus 4 equals 96. Then by distributive property, x times quantity x plus 4 is x squared plus 4x equals 96. Then subtract both sides by 96. Mali na naman dito. 96 minus 96 dapat, no? Para maging 0. 96 minus 96. Okay? Sorry for that. Mga typographical error. 96 minus 96 equals 0. Dapat 96, 0 should be 96. That, yes, so tap no 0. Then, so we have here now the equation, quadratic equation, x squared plus 4x minus 96, which can be solved by factoring method. What are the factors of negative 96? So sum is positive 4, 12 and negative 8. 12 times negative 8, negative 96. 12 minus 8 or 12 plus negative 8 is positive 4. By zero product property, x plus 12 equals 0, x minus 8 equals 0. Then solving for x, we have negative 12 and positive 8. Okay, we will ignore negative 12. There's no negative h, so we will only accept positive 8. Therefore, Jelly's age is 8 years old, while Noah's age is 12 years old. So, yun. Jelly is 8 years old, while Noah is 8 plus 4, 12 years old. Yan. Okay, meron pa dito, part 4, applications of quadratic equations, part 4. So, this is part 3 and part 4. Milk, for part 4, solves problems involving quadratic equations and rational algebraic equations. So, we're still on the applications of quadratic equation, solving word problems that involves quadratic equations or rational algebraic equations. Learning objectives, find the least common denominator of rational algebraic expressions. Recall the steps in solving problems and solves problems involving rational algebraic quadratic equations. Okay. So, rational algebraic equation is an equation that has one or more rational expressions. Example, yun. 6 over x plus 2 equals 5/8. 2 over 3x minus 5 plus 1 equals 4x all over x plus 2. Number 3, 9 over 5x plus 1 equals x plus 6 equals 3. So when we solve problems in rational algebraic equations, we clear the fraction we will clear the fraction by multiplying by the least common denominator, what we call LCD. And LCD, or the least common denominator, is the least common multiple of the denominators of two or more fractions. Okay, let us recall how to find LCD. 13/4 and 5/3. What is the LCD? Okay, list down the factors of 4 and 3. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. About 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 8. So the common factor is 12. So therefore the LCD is 12. How about here? 3 pips and 4/7. So okay, list down the factors of 5 and 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So they have a common factor here, which is 35. So therefore the LCD for number 2 is 35. Meron pa dito. What's the LCD for number 3? 5/y7x, yx, or xy. How about dito? 25/a, 16/b, 8/x squared. The LCD is x squared ab. And number 5, 3x/x minus 4, 2x/x plus 4. The LCD is quantity x minus 4 times quantity x plus 4. Okay, simple recall on LCD. Let's proceed to the next. Okay, let's recall again steps in solving problems on rational algebraic equation. Okay, representation. Represent the known and unknown. Then make the equation. Translate the problem in mathematical equation. Then number 3, simplify the rational expressions by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD. Then solve the equation, or yung unknown. Solve for x. And last step, check the answers. Start with number 1. An electrician can complete a job in 1 hour less than his apprentice. Together they do the job in 1 hour and 12 minutes. How long would it take each of them working alone? So ang electrician can complete the job 1 hour less than his apprentice. Of course, mas mabilis ang electrician kaysa sa kanyang apprentice. But if they work together, they can do it in 1 hour and 12 minutes. The question is, how long would it take each of them working alone? So first, let us represent the time an electrician can complete the job is x minus 1. Okay, and the time an apprentice can complete the job is x. So total if they work together is 1 hour and 12 minutes. So 1 and 12/60 hours. Okay, it's equivalent to 6 pips. Yes, see, 1 and 1 pip. 1 and 1 pip is 6 pips. Okay, 12/60 is 1 pip. So 1 and 1 pip is 6 pips. What is the reciprocal of 6 pips? 5/6 lang. So using the reciprocal, let's say we're trying to find the time would take each of them working alone. So we take the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of the time an electrician can complete the job is 1 over x minus 1 plus the time the apprentice can complete the job is 1 over x equals the reciprocal of 6/5, 5/6. So this will be our equation now, which is a rational algebraic equation that can be transformable to quadratic equation. So let us now multiply the LCD to solve for x, which is 6x times quantity x minus 1. This is the LCD. So what are we going to do here? Multiply this LCD to each of the terms here. Ito na yung solution. So if you multiply 6x, cancel yung 1, natira 6x. Dito sa 1 over x, multiply here, cancel yung x. 6 times x minus 1 lang. And then here, cancel mo lang yung 6. So naging ganito. 6x plus 6 times x minus 1 equals 5x times x minus 1. Distributive property of multiplication. 6x minus 6 equals 5x squared minus 5x. Then 6x plus 6x is 12x minus 6 equals 5x squared minus 5x. then yun, 12x, 5x squared minus 5x minus 12x minus negative 17x. Transpose negative 6 to the right side, which will become positive 6. So this is now the standard form of the the rational algebraic equation that has been transformed to quadratic equation. Yeah. So from rational algebraic equations, it has become a quadratic equation which we can now solve by factoring 5x minus 2 and x minus 3. So this is what we call the trial and error method. Yes, 5x times negative 3 is negative 15 plus negative 2x negative 17. So tama. So zero product property. 5x minus 2 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. And then solving for x, 2 pips and 3. Okay, substituting the value of x to x minus 1 becomes 3 minus 1 equals 2. So 2 hours of electrician can complete the job, and 3 hours of apprentice can complete the job alone. So it means that electrician can complete the job in 2 hours alone, and the apprentice electrician can complete the job alone in 3 hours. Okay, yan yung checking. Ito naman yung checking. 5, 6 equals to 5, 6. Correct. So this is a kind of work problem. It can be solved through quadratic equations. Another work problems. It takes Robin 6 hours longer than Jester to repair the TV. If it takes them 4 hours to do the same job, if they work together, how long will it take them? Will it take each of them working alone? So similar problem as in our problem number 1. Let x be the time Jester to repair the TV. X plus 6 time Robin to repair. Time it takes Robin to repair the TV. Bakit x plus 6? Because it says here, Robin 6 hours longer than Jester to repair the TV alone. So if they work together, it will take them 4 hours. Question is, how long will it take each of them working alone? So our equation here is, again, the reciprocal of x is 1 over x. Reciprocal of x plus 6 is 1 over x plus 6. And then the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4. So equate natin. The sum of 1 over x plus 6 plus 1 over x equals 1/4. Then let us now solve this by multiplying the equation by the LCD. 4x times quantity x plus 6. Okay, multiply this LCD to each of the terms. So from dito, mag-cancel na yung x plus 6, natira 4x. Dito naman cancel yung x, natira 4 times x plus 6. Dito naman cancel your 4. So x times x plus 6. Tama. Then let's continue. Distributive property. 4x plus 24. Dito naman x squared plus 6x. Simplify the equation to become a quadratic equation. X squared plus 6x minus 8x. Saan mo nakuha yan? Yung sum ng 4x and 4x. Transpose 24 minus 24 na. And then this will become negative 2x. So x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. So solving the quadratic equation by factoring, we have x minus 6 and x plus 4 equals 0. Solving for x, we have x equals 6 and x equals negative 4. So we will only accept 6, the answer, no negative solution. So it takes Jester to repair the TV alone in 6 hours. How about Robin? Robin can do it in 12 hours alone. Kasi it will take 6 hours longer kay Robin. So mas mabilis mag-repair si Jester kaysa kay Robin. Okay, indihan. Number 3. This is a number problem. Back to number problem. The sum of a number and its reciprocal is 29 over 10. Find the number. This is an easy problem to solve. Let x be the non-zero number so that its reciprocal is 1 over x. And the sum of these two is 29 over 10. So add mo lang x plus 1 over x equals 29 over 10. Solve this kind of equation, which is a rational algebraic equation leading to quadratic equation. Multiply the LCD, which is 10x. So it becomes 10x times x, 10x squared, 1 over x times 10x, 10. Cancel yung x. 29 over 10 times 10x is 29x. transpose 29x, magiging 10x squared minus 29x plus 10 equals 0 is a quadratic equation. Okay, we can solve this by factoring, split the middle term. Negative 29x, negative 4x minus 25x. So that we have here 2x times quantity 5x minus 2 minus 5 times quantity 5x minus 2 equals 0. Okay. So that we have factoring by grouping na to. 2x minus 5 and 5x minus 2 equals 0. Solving for x, we have 5 halves and 2 pips. Okay. So the numbers are 5 halves and 2 pips. So that if you add 5 halves and 2 pips, the result is 29 over 10. Yun ang correct. Okay, meron pa dito. 2 pipes working together can fill a tank in 16 minutes. If the pipe alone can fill the tank in 24 minutes less than the time taken by the smaller pipe, then find the time taken by larger pipe working alone to fill the tank. Let x be the time the larger pipe to fill the tank. X minus 24 the time smaller pipe to fill the tank. The time it requires the smaller pipe to fill the tank, x minus 24, because it takes the smaller pipe alone 24 minutes less than. Yes. Then the question is, okay, total 16 minutes. Question is, same question. So, if the pipe alone can fill the tank, the smaller pipe, then ito, find the time taken by the larger pipe working alone to fill the tank. So again, get the reciprocal of x, and x minus 24 equate to 1 over 16. LCD is 16x times quantity x minus 24. X minus 24. Typographical error again, but 24 yan. So we have here 16 times x minus 24 plus 16x equals x times x minus 24. Distributive property of multiplication, 16x minus 324 plus 16x equals x squared minus 24x. Then combining similar terms, x squared minus 24x minus 32x, 16 plus 16. Then transpose negative 24, magiging positive. Negative 24 minus 32 is negative 56. So we can now solve this by factoring quadratic equation, which factors of 34 sum is negative 56, negative 48, and negative 8. Yan. And then zero product for property, equate x minus 48 to 0 and x minus 8 to 0. And then solve for x, 48 and 8. So it takes 48 minutes the larger pipe to fill the tank alone. 48 minutes. And then yan yung question, diba? Yes. So find time taken larger pipe. Yung larger pipe. So 48 minutes. So by checking, correct naman, 1 over 16 was 1 over 16. So that ends our lesson on applications of quadratic equations, part 3 and part 4. So thank you very much for listening. See you next time. Bye.